Today we are doing all our wood chipping. We should be able to do enough in 8 hours for a couple of years to supply our own wood chip boiler, and also the new one that we put down at the cottages at the bottom of the drive. Rather than the lorry with a chipper on it last time, we've got this trail one that the company has come with, and so it's the start of the day in 8 hours chipping, so we'll see how it goes. So behind this roller door is where our pit is for putting the chips onto an auger that draws it into the boiler, and so we can only put a limited amount of chips in the pit, of course, at any one time. So the main chips are stored in this old Nissan hut here. It's very important, obviously, to have the things as close as possible so you don't waste time and diesel getting the chips from one store to the other. But this is the store that we'll be filling today. The last time we had 2 days chipping, we pretty much filled it. But as you can see, it's a sort of large empty building, and it's important to have both ends unshuttered, because you need a draft of air going over the top of the chip, so that it sweats when it gets in here initially, and the throughput of air over the top of the chip stops it from going mouldy and composting. But as you can see, the wood is stored very close to this building, so we try and keep all movements down to a minimum. So here comes the first load, one of many. They're supposed to chip around about 200 tonnes in a day. Whether or not they actually get that done is really better if you don't have to use tracks and trailers, and you can be in a position that you can just blow the chip straight into the store. And we're going to have a look at that later on to see if it's going to be possible. But for the meantime, we're just using tractors and trailers. So we've just had half an hour break for lunch, done about 4 hours chipping, and just to show you what we've done so far. Had to tip one load outside, unfortunately, but the rest of it I've been pushing up in this shed, and as you can see, just trying to get the shed as full as possible. But I reckon he's probably done about half what he should be doing, so we're on track to probably do around about 150, 180 tonnes today, which should keep us going for a couple of years. So we're nearly 7 hours into 8 hours of wood chipping, so in the final hour. And you can see this is the beginning where the wood was when we started, and so this one whole row hopefully is going to be finished within the next hour. So this wood was cut down, I think this was 3 years ago now, and the wood here was cut down nearly 2 years ago. So this lot here is the next lot that's got to be done, which will probably be done next year or possibly later on this year, depending on how much space we've got.